Thank you. Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Fiona. I don't know how I can follow that. That was really interesting for me as an educator as well as in midwifery. So thank you. Um, so I am currently in Ukraine. This is my 22nd, I think, visit. I've spent a lot of time here. I've just left Kharkiv, and we have been under, I've been there for 5 days and we've been under quite intense um, attacks with glide bombs and drones and what have you. So it's been quite, I described it before when I was talking to Sue and Fiona as being quite hot. And it really was with the alarm sound and all that. I've not had much sleep. So we've just left and I'm on my way back up to the west. So thank you to somebody from the Maternity Midwifery Hour who kindly put this slideshow together for me. These pictures, literally, some of them are from today. So I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour. It's not a presentation like Fiona's, but the pictures, I think, tell the story. So I'll just move on with those. So, um, when I mentioned at the start, when Sue asked me about what was my moment of the week, this was it. This was about 3 or 4 hours ago, and we'd gone to the hub, which is in Kharkiv, and I support the hub. They support pregnant women, and just prior to the us giving out the coats, we had over 40 pregnant women who came into the hub where they were receiving baby packs, everything that we collected and donated from the UK. So I have a van that comes over every couple of months. I have pallets that come over every month. And I've got a wonderful team of knitters across the UK who are knitting small baby hats, and they do the premature baby clothes, and you'll see how we put all these things together, the blankets. So this was just before 50 IDP families, and I put an appeal out. They asked me for these coats, and I put an appeal out about 3 days ago. And in the same day, we reached the target to get the money to be able to pay for them. And it was absolutely amazing that we could get them and for me to be there to distribute them. So although I'm here from the midwifery perspective, I kind of cover every sort of part of it. And that includes animals as well, but that's another story. So um, this was one of the pregnant women that came in today of the 40 that I was telling you about. Like I say, these pictures are literally from today. And this is in the hub. So they receive knitted blankets. There were some quilts. They get baby boxes. The baby boxes have like a baby grow, a baby vest. They have some knitted items, a little knitted toy. And they also get some nappies. We do send things like Moses baskets when we can get those across, and if anyone's in need, we give them out. And as I say, today they get a time slot to come in, the women to come and collect the baby packs. So this was one of the ladies that came in today. And it was really nice to be able to hand these things over and to meet her. And you can see there at the background, that's my logo. Um, so there's some more of the women that had come in. Interestingly, when I first came to Ukraine, which was near what 2.5, nearly 3, it'll be 3 years in March. A lot of people have been leaving, and they were leaving in droves. But what's happened now is, although the war is ongoing, a lot of them are still are now returning. So if there was a dip in the number of pregnant women and births, there was a dip in the birth rate, but an increase in prematurity. So that's when we moved from doing our newborn baby boxes to doing premature baby boxes. And I'm currently working with the National charity for premature births and support. And we are supplying the neonatal units and the hospitals with premature baby boxes. So we're also doing octopuses, which they put into the incubators, and the tentacles are supposed to sort of be reminiscent of the umbilical cord. We have to use special yarn to be able to do those, because we don't want your bits coming off, so it's cotton yarn. And the octopus is a great success. In fact, here in Ukraine, they've actually got an online class going for people who are interested to be able to do these octopuses. So they are in great demand. You'll see a picture shortly as I move along. So there is now reported that there is actually a baby boom. There is in Kharkiv. In fact, they're telling me that they are seeing more and more pregnant women. And what we're seeing is that women are actually returning back to Ukraine. And some of the women that I've spoke to, and some that had been actually overseas, and some that had come from the Homes for Ukraine scheme to the UK, actually reported that they found it really difficult to navigate the UK maternity system, which was really, really interesting. Obviously, to me, as a practicing midwife, in terms of the way that it's structured over here in Ukraine, is that it does seem to be very obstetric led. However, I've been to some amazing hospitals here, and the midwives are really very, very engaged in terms of water births, hypnobirthing. And for me, it was actually quite startling, because I wasn't sure what I was going to expect. And it was really interesting for me to be able to learn about the different ways that they practice here. And it was also quite shocking, the fact that some women were actually returning to birth back in Ukraine, which is a war zone, rather than give birth in the UK. So this is an example of some of the items. So the lovely quilts and knitted toys and blankets, and the Moses baskets that we send out to Ukraine. Everything is donated. I'm not a charity at all. I'm just myself, but I've been doing this for so long. I partner up with other organisations in the UK, like in the New Forest and Huddersfield and Cardiff, and they work really hard. And we come up with new ranges. So we do the baby boxes, we've done the premature baby boxes, and we are continually looking at what we can do to be able to support the people of Ukraine. I love this picture. So this was in one of the hospitals earlier in the week. Let me think, where was this? This was in Dnipro, potentially. So what I've done is I was having a moment then, because it's been a bit full on for me. I've not stopped since I've got here. So I've the purpose of this visit was that I was coming out and delivering maternity supplies, which is something that I've been doing. I've delivered, this was my 20th incubator. So it's a mom incubator, which is highly portable. It's quite small, it's easy to transport. So if you can imagine, if you've got to transport a baby very, very quickly, either in an ambulance, or if the sirens go off and you need to get down underneath into the bunker, then the baby can be transported safely in the mom incubator, and it can be be unplugged, and it can also be able to work on its battery, or you can plug it into like even a car battery, and it will work. And so I was fortunate enough to have one donated. And so we took it to the hospital. So I've been to Dnipropetrovsk hospital, where we took a CTG monitor and a set of new seeker scales. They asked me for those specifically because they said that what theirs were like as they said to me, was like pre Soviet era. So they were thrilled with their scales. And I was really pleased when I could go and see some of the women and present them with the boxes. This woman here, this was her fourth baby. The eldest child was 19, 12, 7, and this is baby Barbara. And she literally was exuding, you can see it in her face, pure joy. And I presented her with a baby box, and in the baby box was this heart, and she was thrilled. And what they've said to me at the hospital is, at the hospitals, the staff and the women that we've presented these to, is that this is like a glimmer of hope. This is a war zone. There are sirens going off. You've got missiles. You've got drones. You know that you don't know where it's going to hit. And having a baby is a joyous time, and we need to remember that. So these boxes are like boxes of joy, is how they describe them to me. And I actually put this photo up on my Facebook page. And a lady commented, she said, I'm streaming, crying here. She said, I actually put that box together, and, I made that heart. And that's really, really it's a wonderful thing to be able to see that. If you're talking about moments of the week, this was one that was up there. These are the octopuses. And there they are. So they come in different colours, shapes and sizes, but they are very much in demand. So if any of you are interested, we have a pattern. If you would like to knit some of these and make some of these and hand them over, I pride myself on delivering things personally into the hands of the people. So the octopuses are something that we can't seem to get enough of. So there you go. That's the example of those. This was at the Kharkiv Hospital. This is the medical director, and I know her very well. I've known her for over 2 years. We've delivered them incubators. She had CTGs, Dopplers that we've donated. Previously, things have settled down, but they've asked me for things like oxytocin. There was a massive, massive shortage. And so I was fortunate to be able to get it brought in from Poland and be able to get it transferred to the hospitals. And it's really very moving when they say to you, literally you're saving, lives. And it really does sometimes overwhelm me, when people say things like that. But it is what it is. This is what happens. So this was in a hospital in it's called Shoftivod in Dnipropetrovsk, and that we were given this monitor. They asked for scales. This hospital is in a very small town. A lot of IDPs, internally displaced people, have moved there. So what they've seen is there's been an increase on the hospital services. Therefore, the need has increased. And they've had 2 incubators that are delivered in May. They've got the CTG, they've got the scales. They've just had a pallet delivered today of baby boxes. And they have had they've had numerous things. Well, I'm having to think what else. Oh, what else they requested? They had oxytocin, and it was really that's the medical director there. She spoke really lovely English, and they really appreciate everything that we do. And they've had some support from an American organization, and they are rebuilding the hospital. All the windows are boarded up, and inside they've got the areas are really lovely, and they're building a whole new maternity unit, which they took me around to show me, with the postnatal rooms, the birth suite, everything. and they're investing the money and they're working really hard, even the staff, to be able to produce, to be able to have this place up and running because of the increase of the people in the area. This was another hospital that went to. There's the mum incubator. It's not fully, but you can see how small it is. It's there in the picture. I'm pointing as if you can see. And this hospital is in Lubny, which is in the Poltava region where I am now. And they got scales also. And this hospital is a really interesting story. They used to be in Luhansk, which is now in occupied Ukraine, and they literally took what they could from the hospital, moved into another area. This was after in 2014, and in 2022 they moved to Lubny, and that's the neonatologist, that's the medical director, and they've literally built their own hospital, which is now a regional paediatric hospital. So all this equipment is invaluable for them, and it's an absolute joy to support these people when you see how much they invest. And these are just some images of one of the mothers. Again, you can see the baby boxes, the things that I've been talking to you about. I think they're lovely images. And that's us in the car where it's just full of equipment, and the roads are not good here, just let me tell you. And so this is all the equipment that we take into hospitals. The person with the camera that you can see is someone who's accompanied me, Josh Good. I'm using his laptop actually. He's an award-winning film director actually, and we are filming a documentary. And it is about the voices of the children of Ukraine. And if you are interested, if you look at Josh's page, you'll see the mini trailer film that we've made. You can have a look at that. And he's a really good help to me. Does a lot of the driving at night, especially. This is in the hub, and I'm deemed as one of the sponsors. I pay the rent on the hub, and that is the poster that they put up of one of the photos that they took of mine. And it's just always such a joy when I go to this hub, because I just see how much work that they do and how supportive they are to all the IDPs that are in the area, and how much they rely on the things that we send from the UK. My next band comes out next week. And as I'm whistle stop touring through here, this painting here was painted by one of the children at the Children's Hospital, and I think it's an absolutely beautiful image of a breastfeeding woman. And the breastfeeding rates here, just in case you're interested, are actually very, very good. They do ask us for formula milk, and that's something as a midwife that I have to really sort of like juggle my thoughts. But at the end of the day, I'm not living this life, and I'm not living this every day. And the stress that these people are living under, and with them, is in the stress levels. With the increased prematurity, they're also saying that while the breastfeeding rates were really good, that now that women are struggling to breastfeed, and they're saying that the impact is because of the stress of living in this area with the continued shelling. That's the hospital in Kharkiv. And if you look up at the top there, when I came here 2 years ago, the maternity unit was up at the top there, and it was completely obliterated. It was bombed, a missile hit it, and they've just rebuilt the whole new floor, and we presented them with a set of scales as well. Again, I take things that people ask me for. If they ask me and I can get it, then that's what I do. I'm very fortunate that I've got good donors. I raise the money myself. I'm self-funded. My money, I don't get anything from anyone. Everything that I get is through my Just Giving page, and it goes to that I spend it directly on helping Ukraine. I fund myself when I get home. I'll do some shifts working as an educator teaching student midwives at a couple of universities, and I'll go and do some of my in my job as a community midwife, and that helps me to enables me to be able to do this what I'm doing. And I'm going to finish. Is it that time? Am I okay? Yeah, I'm going to finish with this image. I was This was me meeting up. It's been a year since I've seen him, and this is my boy. I call him my boy because he's my adopted son, and he's on the front lines. And he's on the front lines. He's there now. He was going the next day. I met him in Kharkiv. I've known this boy from the beginning. He was a boy. He's a man now. And I evacuated his partner from Ukraine into Poland. She actually had cancer, and sadly she died 3 weeks afterwards. But we've kept in touch, and I'm going to see her mother tomorrow on my way. And I think this kind of just encapsulates the warmth that I feel for the people of Ukraine. And we've been visiting, obviously, because with the film that we're doing with Josh, this is an underground school. It's the first underground school in the city of Ukraine, that was purpose built. And I just thought it was a nice image. I told you I'd do everything. And that's just a quick look at one of our baby boxes. They come in different colours. We do boy, girl. We do some boxes that go right up to age 1. But that's one of our newborn baby boxes from the New Forest. That's one of the little babies that we met the other day. The mum we gave the baby box to. And when I said to you that my diversity, I might be a midwife, this was a rehabilitation centre that I attended, where there's nearly 300 military personnel who have lost limbs as a result of this war. And we took them lots of chocolate, and I told you about my knitters. This is the latest range, stump socks. But I just thought I'd put that in so you can see the diversity of the work that I do. And I'm going to end with this picture. These IDPs, Marina in the red in the middle is amazing. She's outstanding. She's always smiling. And she has her own charity and distributes to the IDPs. And she's there with her mother. And Ira on the end, she was one of the IDPs who came into the area with her children and a baby, and has joined them in supporting them. And they presented me with a certificate to thank me for my services to Ukraine, and it was a very moving moment. So, whistle stop tour. There is so much to say. There's so many things that we've done. I am. If anybody is interested, you can follow me. I'm sure the links will come on. I've got a private Facebook group that you need to ask to join, because I was trolled by pro-Russian sympathisers. I'm coming back out again in January, and I continue to do what I do, and it's just making a bit of a difference. But the people really appreciate it here, and I'm also really pleased to announce that I've just been selected, past selection for UK Med, which is an emergency medical team response. They've got field hospitals in Gaza. And as a midwife, a Royal midwife, I've just passed selection. So I am going on a hostile environment training, intense, when I get back to the UK for 4 days. And then I'm eagerly awaiting, hopefully, deployment. So next stop, you don't know where I might be, but I will continue to support Ukraine. Thank you very much.